What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 44 of our Liverpool FC playthrough here in Football Manager 2016. Hopefully you guys are good. Today, I have a live com away from home against Arsenal in the league. It's going to be a pretty big game for us, but since the last episode, there has been a few games to talk about. I'd also like to mention, actually, the fact that as we are here, you may notice that the beta symbol is no longer in the bottom kind of corner of my screen, I guess. Of course, it's been a while since the beta ended for you guys watching my videos. With FM videos and YouTube videos in general, you know, people like to have a backlog. I had a backlog from the beta, or as you can tell, 44 episodes or 43 episodes I recorded in the space of 2 weeks. I played a lot of Football Manager in that time. However, I have had a little bit of a break from this save, only a few weeks really. And it's given me a chance to come back now with some fresh eyes, change some stuff, get some new ideas going. And yeah, you know, just have kind of a fresh approach, I guess, to this save. So, of course, there's not been massive changes since last episode in terms of the actual team, but there were some wins to tell you guys about. We won in the Capital One Cup 2-1 against Middlesbrough. We then beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 in the league. That was a really good result, of course. Jordan Ibe, we sold to Sheffield Wednesday, was it last year or this year? I think it was this year. No, it was last year, for £30 million. You can see he's not done a lot for them really for that kind of money. So that was a good result. I also got to see Sturridge get a goal. You know, he's been injured. He got injured in this game. He's, you know, it's Daniel Sturridge. He gets injured a lot. Unfortunately for today's game, probably not going to be fit to start, but will be on the bench. So that's decent. Goetze also getting a goal there. And the other result we got was a 3-0 win against FC Basel. Mario Goetze, Dybala, and Mamana getting the goals for us. So that was another good result, 3-0 there. And to be honest, given our patchy form to start the season, pretty happy with how these games have gone. I have a weird kind of, I don't know if it's a mental block in FM or this. It's something that for some reason I seem to struggle with a lot in FM, and it's to do with the fact that very often my first season after winning a title, I can never retain it. It occasionally happens in saves. But sometimes I think it might be to do with the way perhaps I slightly overachieve with teams, which I don't think we necessarily did here, but you could argue it certainly. But it kind of leaves us in a situation where the following season it's even more of a challenge. However, as I mentioned, some good results here, and we're back on kind of the road to potentially reclaiming our Premier League title. So anyway, let's talk about a few little bits and pieces that have been going on. As I mentioned, it's been a while since I played this save, so I came back, we sorted out some training. I looked at our team, and I thought, we have a really good team here. That was like my first thought. I kind of had forgotten how good my team was. I should point out as well, Richedley Bazur. It's not Bazur, Jack. You've been saying that for the last 20 odd episodes. I apologise again. The way my videos were recorded meant that as you guys told me how to say this guy's name properly, I'd already recorded a lot of episodes in advance. But I will now be saying Richedley's name properly. Other stuff that's going on, I kind of looked at players we could sign, and we had no money, but I saw Martin Odegaard, and I was like, yo, board, sign Odegaard for me, he'd help. And the board came back to me and went, yeah, you're right, he would be useful. So my board have met his release clause. I can't remember how exactly the board transfer dealings work, but I have a feeling they deal with the wage demands as well. But there is a slight possibility that Martin Odegaard could be joining the team. I did also ask the board, hey, can we increase the wage budget? And they said yes to that too. So that's now been increased to 3.6 million. Because of financial fair play, I won't be using all of that. But that's a lot of money left over wage budget wise for the next few years, and potentially to bring a player or two in January. I guess that depends really on if Odegaard comes in. You're probably wondering, with Odegaard coming in, you know, how are you going to fit him into your system? I kind of looked at our team, and I actually think a 4-2-3-1 is the way we might go with this side in the next few years. We might evolve to kind of either play wider and play a 4-2-3-1, or we might switch to a 3-4-1-2, similar to what I did in the Lewis save, where 3 centre-backs, 4 in midfield, then 1 a centre attacking mid with 2 strikers. They're 2 systems I like to play in FM, certainly. So obviously we have Vlasic here, again another player whose name I've been saying wrong, I'm sorry, but he can play out on the left, which would be nice, and then we could have Martin Odegaard play out on the right, and these two guys would be really nice creative wingers, slightly different players, But that would kind of work, I think, with these two guys, and they could be incredible players in the future. Of course, this is all kind of thoughts that I guess have popped into my head, having come back to this save, having looked at it, looked at my side, kind of where things are at. One thing that has struck me perhaps is that we have a few players here that we could possibly sell. For example, Firmino broke his... No, it wasn't a broken leg, actually. It was a cruciate ligament injury, which he got at the end of last season. He's been out for a long time, and as you can see, he's really declined as a player. I might try and sell him for like 20 odd million in January if the opportunity came our way when he's fit. As I mentioned, we've got a very big squad, lots of talent, and it is kind of a challenge, I guess, getting players involved. One player who has really stepped up is this guy, Prijad Raj. I'm just going to call him what I've nicknamed him, which is the Dragon, because his name's Predrag. I'm sorry to my kind of... is he Serbian? He is. I'm sorry to my Serbian viewers, you guys from Eastern Europe who will no doubt be able to say this name instantly. Like, my brain sees an L and a J following one another and just... it doesn't compute. And I don't even want to attempt to pronounce it. So we'll call him the Dragon. But this guy, 18 years old, one appearance for Serbia. We signed him this year for £3.8 million. Tell you what, could be a good player for us. He got a 7.4 average rating in his Premier League debut, and he also made an appearance in the Cup, and in both appearances in the League and the Cup, 2 assists, which is kind of nice. So certainly a player to keep an eye out on. Probably of our regions, the first player with a possibility of breaking into the first team this year. So anyway, that's our team, and that's how kind of things are shaping up, I guess, having come back to the side. You can see we're 7th in the league, which isn't too shabby. Of course, we have lost 2 games. They were against both Chelsea and Man City away from home. Both were 1-0. We now take on Arsenal away from home. And then we've played probably the 3 hardest away games of the season. So it'll be nice to get this game kind of done. It's been a result which in the past we've not had the best luck in. Looking at Arsenal's team here, you can see their predicted lineup. They've got Casemiro, Ramirez, and I think Ramirez, Barkley even. I'm looking at, why have I got I'm broken, send help. And they've also got De Siglio. I must admit, been a few days since I recorded an FM video, so my brain is kind of at that weird stage where I'm kind of, the cogs are spinning in my mind, and I'm kind of getting back in the flow of things. But anyway, that's their predicted team. We'll have a look at how their team comes out. This is the side we're going to go with. It's got Mignolet in goal, Moreno, Stefan de Vrij, Zuma and Klein as a back 4. That's kind of what I consider our strongest defence now, with Vrij and Zuma, with Sacco on the bench. Our midfield trio in the centre of midfield is going to be a trio of 21-year-olds. We've got Bazua, we've got Thiago Maia, and we've got Tielemans. And then front 3, Mario Götze, Dybala, and Bolo playing the poacher. We have got Sturridge on the bench, but not 100% fit for today's game. So anyway, we will submit this team. A win here could see us move up to 3rd. I'm very happy, of course, that we got that wage budget increase. If we could get Martin Odegaard, we'd have just an incredible team. We'd have 2 of the best 3 youngsters in FM16 this year, who are Odegaard and Tielemans. They both have 9.5 or minus 9.5 PAs, because there's the new 0.5 system. One thing that video-wise I might do is a video talking about potential ability, how it works, because I know me saying to some people he's a minus 9.5, that means absolutely nothing. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know. Like, write in the comments, I'd like to see a video about potential ability. And yeah, that's something that I might do. It won't be a very long video, but we can talk about potential, what it means, the numbers behind it. It's something I might like to do. But anyway, let's stay switched on here. We need to defend against this Arsenal team. We switch it to Sanchez, and, well, he just scores a crazily good goal, doesn't he? So I missed an interception there. I don't know who it is to blame. I think it might have been Moreno, possibly. But, I mean, Alexis Sanchez has just scored an absolute screamer. That's the only way I can really describe it. 11 minutes in, and Arsenal take the lead. I'm hoping this highlight's going to load. There we go. But yeah, Alexis Sanchez cuts inside, knocks it past. It was Moreno, and then, wow, you're not going to stop that. Maybe the keeper could position himself a little bit better, but a good finish. Arsenal taking a 1-0 lead. And it's not looking fantastic for us at the moment, shall we say. Looking at the stats, you know, we've had more of the ball. We've not had too many shots. We are apparently struggling to cope with the numbers in midfield. I think that's something that, as I mentioned, with my 2 systems that I'm weighing up changing to, the 3-4-1-2 or the 4-2-3-1, kind of playing a slightly more conventional shape might just help us in these games against wider teams, as Zuma puts in a questionable back pass. But we'll look to break away here. Brielle Mbolo, options in the middle. Go on. Side netting. I think it was Czech actually parrying it wide. We now have a corner, but that was a clear-cut chance which we have squandered. Tielemans, can you whip in the ball at the second time? Vaskin, Thiago Maia, Bazua. Fouled by Ramsey. Is there a free kick here? Can we make something of it? Dybala smashes it over. And that will be the end of that chapter. Unlucky for us. Dybala, of course, player who we've brought in for a lot of money. He's actually been our top goal scorer so far. And I think given the fact we've had to rotate his strike partner quite a lot due to Sturridge being injured. Gabriel Barbosa's been injured. He needs a little bit more consistency, and that's offside. Higuain scores, free kick given though, and we are let off the hook. But yeah, I think Dybala will benefit from kind of, I guess, having an established strike partner who he plays with regularly, just for that gelling. Looking at the stats, we'll be very unfortunate if we go in 1-0 down at the break here, although we do have a chance. Mario Götze, Breel Embolo, Dybala scores it. That's what we paid the big money in for him to come and do. That is a nice goal. It's a 100th goal of his career. Breel Embolo with a nice little through ball. And to be honest, we've been the better team in this first half, and the scoreline now reflects that. Dybala picks the ball up, nice little turn, shields the ball away from the keeper, and then just slots it away. And a nice goal. You know, we were just speaking of the devil, I guess, after that free kick miss, but he's done, well, a very nice goal there. I'm going to tell the players they owe them after the last result against Arsenal. I want to encourage these players. We've been the better team, but, I mean, we need a win here. We've lost against Chelsea. We've lost against Man City. If we were to lose 3 of our first 7 games of the season, that would be pretty disappointing as title holders. It wouldn't quite be a Chelsea fail at the start of the season, but it wouldn't be great, and it would certainly hinder our capabilities of winning the league, albeit the fact all these games have been away from home, and it's been an absolutely ridiculously kind of tough start to the season. And a win here, I don't know, I feel like that could really galvanise the team. It could kick us on. We have some easy-ish games coming up, and the players can maybe perform in them. And it could really, really benefit us. But anyway, 56 minutes gone here. Weighing up perhaps making my first sub. No players particularly struggling with fitness, but we have got the options off the bench of players like Henderson. I'm actually going to bring on for Bazua, who is on a yellow card. Gertz has not had the best game. I could bring on Teixeira, possibly. I think we'll do that for now. So we'll bring on Alex Teixeira, who we, of course, signed from Shakhtar. He's not a player who's had a massive impact at the club since he came. But he's a player who's very, very talented, very, very capable of, you know, grabbing a goal or two. And is a very good creative player and more than an adequate replacement for Mario Götze. But we do need to defend here. Ryan Gould there switches the ball to Walcott. He cuts inside Mignolet with a nice save. Would have been a really nice goal there for Walcott. But Mignolet holds onto the ball. And now can we create something? Big kick up. Mertesacker wins it. Bit of a battle going on in midfield here. Now Higuain threaded through. Can he score? No, he can't. He's blasted that over. That was a chance for Arsenal. And still, the stats are very close in this game, and these highlights are just going to continue on. Embolo here. Teixeira, out wide to Nathaniel Klein. Can he whip it in? He can. Cleared away. Teixeira cleared away again. And now Higuain. This is end-to-end stuff here. Both teams want to win this. Higuain, thread through Ryan Gould. He's got to score. He has scored. Mignolet came out. I don't know if he just stood up and managed to throw Ryan Gould off. It looked like he didn't take his shot immediately. For a second, I had a glimmer of hope that the defenders were going to come back and cover. But, well, you can see there, Mignolet perhaps should do a little bit better. It takes a deflection off the defender. Who was that? I think it might have been. It was Ray. Couldn't quite get a block on it. And we need to have a roll of the dice here. We're going to take off Embolo and bring on a very unfit Daniel Sturridge. But we need a goal. Sturridge is our man who can get us goals and can certainly work us some magic. Part of me wants to go more attacking. I might wish I'd gone more attacking if they score here. Bellerin, set piece. Ryan Gould, can he whip in the ball? He cuts inside, hits it, goes over. 15 minutes left. It might be time to change the system and mix things up. And yeah, that is what we're going to do here. We're going to change for a system that doesn't necessarily suit all our players, but it's a system that can work for our team. It's one that we've used a little bit against teams who like to play wider, slightly more aggressive, kind of 4-2-3-1. We'll see what we can do here. We're going to switch to Overload 2 because we need a goal. We need a goal. It's 2-1 here. We are, of course, away against Arsenal. Not an easy game. But given our first half performance, you know, we were certainly in it. The second half, Arsenal really have stepped up. But there is time. There is going to be a chance here as well. Arsenal, though, on the attack. Arsenal with the ball. Ryan Gould out wide. He is well, he's torn us a new one so far this game, the Scottish international. And they might have a chance here again. Henderson heads it away. Now can we break? We need to get the ball out here. Maya, please don't get sent off as well. That's a nice thing to try and avoid. Sturridge here. Options ahead of him. Go on. Henderson. Again, options ahead. Teixeira. He's got to score. He's not even pulled the trigger. He's not even pulled the trigger there, the Brazilian. He looked clean through. We might still have an attack. Henderson. Sturridge. Score. He does score. Daniel Sturridge. Hero. 2-2. Man on off the bench. Henderson with a crazy ball and 2 subs link up. And it's now 2-2. And I really want to keep attacking it. I'm not going to stay on overload, but that is a crazily good goal. Great switch there by Henderson. Daniel Sturridge slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. And, well, we could have just rescued a very vital point. It looks like we are going to. There is 30 seconds left. Unless there's an incredibly late goal here, we are going to get what could prove to be a vital point against the team who finished second in the league last year, and the year before last, of course, won the Premier League. No pushovers, Arsenal in our save. A very strong team. And yeah, it looks like that is going to be all she wrote for this match. I'm pretty happy with all 2-2. Given the fact we'd lost against Chelsea and City, I kind of wanted a win. But that's not a bad performance by any means. To get a 2-2 draw away against a team who's only lost 1 game all season, can't really complain at all. That is an okay way, I guess, to come back to Football Manager. And yeah, can't really complain one little bit. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I think the next game we come back for might be the Manchester United game. Got a fair few games in the meantime. You may notice we now have the real name fix installed. So we have Barclays Premier League instead of Premier League and all that good stuff. So that's kind of nice to have. We've also got all the proper team names for teams like Benfica and such. But yeah, that wraps up me for this episode, guys. As I mentioned, let me know if you'd like to see a video all about potential ability. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like. But if you're new here, subscribe. And other than that, it is me, Jack. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.